Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Broken Sword 3. Now, right now when I'm looking at the screen, it's pretty bright, but it looks like on my recordings, when I was doing some test recordings, it's pretty dark. But also, that really isn't anything I can change because there's no brightness setting in this game. And it's very possible that once YouTube is done doing whatever it is done doing, it will look perfectly fine. So I can't adjust it even if I needed to, and I shouldn't adjust it anyways. We're in this book annex, and it's. I suppose we're looking for a book? No, this was
Books on
supposed to be.
cryptozoology, care and feeding. Imagine keeping a yeti as a pet. Think of the hairballs. Yuck.
Actually, yeah, we're looking for a secret, like, Templar base. And we came through one door. I can look through here.
The drawers weren't going to budge. Just some filing cabinet drawers. The labels on the drawers were old and unreadable.
Do I have an item I might be able to use on
No
it?
way was I doing that.
Interesting. So we're in a book annex, basically a library, but we're not looking for
Books
a book
on
even.
the occult and the paranormal. Sacrifice made easy. 101 ways to kill a goat. The perfect Christmas gift.
This entire section seems like it's only here for gags.
Books on the occult and the paranormal.
And you can get one gag per bookcase.
This was a strange section. Secret doors and tunnels, construction and maintenance. There was a little plaque on the top of the shelf. These books kindly donated by the governor of Alcatraz.
So that seems like that might have been a hint that there's a secret tunnel
Books
behind
on
that one.
sex. Nobody ever accused George Stobbart of being scared to learn new tricks. The Kama Sutra. Of course, people had more joints in those days. Sex, a one-man mission. Well, only if you can't find a woman. Problems in the sack. Ah, I see. That should be in the vegetable section. Books on relationships. Looking for love in the strangest places. I made a mental note to stay away from bookshops for the rest of my life.
That's kind of funny because that's exactly sort of what happens here is you keep running into Nico, who is supposed to be your love interest in all these games, and yet it never really happens. It's a strange
Books on the
relationship.
occult and the paranormal.
It's a really strangely written relationship. It's teased. It's this will they won't they that gets teased through five
Books on
games,
sex.
and it seems like they keep groups of things together.
A small metal filing cabinet. The labels on the drawers indicated that they were for storing the bills and paperwork.
So if we open that,
The drawers wouldn't open. They were securely locked.
so we need a key, I think.
Books on conspiracy theory. On the shelf below, the label read, Conspiracy Practice.
That's an interesting kind of scientific joke. Alright, so we've got two filing cabinets, we've got several bookshelves, and we've got two doors. Oh, here's another filing cabinet.
The filing cabinet was locked and I didn't have the key.
So I've got to find the key, and then move forward from that. We're in this weird position. We don't even really know what we're doing. We're just kind of searching for Templar activity, which
I couldn't hear anything.
I think that's kind of a major criticism in the Broken Sword series in general, is that You know the general gist that there's a Templar conspiracy because the first cutscene told us this. But the actual characters of George and Nicole know very little, and often in many scenarios, you're not sure exactly what the game wants you to do, and it's not giving you any ideas.
Locked. Maybe from the other side?
So that one was locked. That's the one we came in from. Let's listen to this one before we open it. Not that that really matters, it's a pointless feature.
Silence. That was either a sign, or there was just no one behind the door.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever actually used that feature at all. Let's see.
It was a light switch.
Well, let's hit the
There was
light
a box
switch.
in the way of the switch.
So we're in this area, and it seems like, even though it seems like you could easily walk through these two boxes, it's blocking us off. I don't know why you would bother to animate all these things and then just not put the things next to each other. It wouldn't be out of place to have four boxes back to back of each other, and thus obviously nobody would ever question being unable to walk between two boxes that were touching each other. I'm not sure if I can do this. See, I'm trying to pull this backwards, and that's all I can do because you can't go sideways. So maybe if I gear.
There was a box in the way of the switch. There was a box in the way of the switch.
So, like, totally confused.
It was a light switch.
So what am I missing here on this puzzle? That would be that. And I can't push it any further that way. I could pull it this way. Maybe there is some weird orientation thing going on. That does seem like it's more lined up that way than it was the other way. Seemed like there might have been a little bit of a gap. No. Well, there is a box here. What am I doing? Alright, game. Explain this to me, because it's going dark. Do I need two of them? Is that the possibility? That I can't walk backwards with a box because there's not enough room? That might be it. What a weird puzzle. Okay, that worked. And we'll just climb up and then jump down and then turn on the light switch.
The room was just a storeroom. Deep scratches had scarred the floor.
And see, it seems to tell me that there's probably something else over here, or I'm supposed to pull off some trick. We got a couple boxes here. Let's come over here. We're all in the wrong place. The camera is nowhere where I'd like it to be. And see, bringing another box this direction doesn't make the most amount of sense. I guess I can pull this box back this way, and we can push this way and then climb up and then do that, as if that matters. Like, unless there's something under one of these.
I could see a trap door, but to get to it, I was going to have to move the box. The trap door was set flush into the floor. A ladder led down into a well-lit passage. It looked like Bruno could be right.
So, like,
The
there
ladder
was
led back up to the repository.
nothing
Crafty
in
place
the
to hide a secret
repository?
tool.
Nothing at all. Just a waste of 3D modeling and level design and animation. And see, this again feels so much like Broken Sword 1. Going down a cave to probably overhear a meeting of the Neo-Templars. Honestly, yeah. I don't know if I like that or dislike it, really. It might just be fine. Like, since it feels like they're trying to get a different audience and they're trying to kind of reboot just without actually rebooting the game. They're trying to tell a new story for a new audience while staying in the same themes. It's sort of stealing. Look at these. Whenever you want to see old graphics, look at like the circles and the number of how a circle is more kind of like a hexagon or a polygon more than an actual. Let's see, what's this?
It was some kind of ancient boiler. It was like something from a horror movie. I half expected to hear screams coming from inside.
We're hearing noise all over the
No
place.
sounds came from behind the door.
So I could go through the door or I can go up the ladder. Let's just go through the door.
Either the door was stuck, or it was just locked.
Frankly, it's a little odd how many doors inside buildings are locked in this game. Boy, is that trapdoor huge.
They got a show. It was some kind of a rehearsal. As a one-time director of the Idaho Players, I was no stranger to the thespian arts.
Where is it? We must have the location.
I tell you, I don't know.
Ah!
Let me do this properly.
Picked
I
up
know
popcorn.
I can break her.
As you wish, Petra.
I'm not scared of you, you bunch of thugs.
Bravo!
George is being really stupid right now.
Senior Cicero, sir. Sorry to bother you.
Yes, what is it now?
We got a little problem downstairs.
Do be precise, Flap. What kind of
Such
a
bad
An
animation.
intruder problem. A guy's getting killed problem.
Ah, just as I was getting comfortable.
Cesaro. This was no rehearsal. And the girl giving the Oscar performance was my old friend Nico.
This is very tiresome.
Look at her
We'll
arms.
stay here, Miss Collard. Don't try anything.
Some hope. What do you think I'm going to do? Ask the audience for help?
Flap, you watch her like a hawk.
Like a hawk, Senior Cicero.
And see, that line would
Her
make
name
more
is
sense if she had
Cesaro.
seen George.
Senor Cesaro, do try and make an effort, Flap, or I shall have to kill you too.
So, just like joints that don't work at all. So, there's just a huge level of ridiculousness here. Nobody heard him eating old popcorn in an abandoned facility at all. And nobody sees him walking around right now. And it looks like I'm gonna have to mess with some contraptions. Here, let's run to the end of the place and just see. And watch, he's probably gonna say I'm not going out this way. Or maybe he's fine with going out this way. Interesting. So this is where Nicole was caught. We picked up a paper cup. In case we need that, which we may need that.
Wow, it was a classic cash register. I remember these from when I was a kid buying candy. This wasn't the way to help Nico.
See if there's any cash in it.
Maybe there was some cash still inside. Well, the drawer was jammed, so I guess not. Damn, just my luck. No soda. Trying broken machines wasn't gonna help Nico.
So,
Dust and Weevils. My favorite theater
at
snack.
least for
I was wasting time when I should have been helping Nico.
for small business cash registers, there's a trick to them where there's a quick release valve that will open the tray if you need it. But
Popcorn
if you
buckets
lock
lay
it with
strewn
the
across
actual
counter
lock,
floor.
it doesn't
Normally, I was
allow
prepared
for
to kill
that.
for popcorn, but this didn't look too appetizing.
And most places don't use those styles of cash registers that you might buy at an Office Max or
I didn't
Office
wanna take
Depot
one with me.
store. Most of them have, most stores have like more
It was locked and wouldn't open.
enterprise or big business style cash drawers that often are locked or have a key sitting in them. So let's look at this.
A poster for one of the plays performed here. A Revenger's Tragedy. Didn't sound like a good omen to me. I had to stop wasting time.
So we get the cup and see she started here and he's not gonna let me go this far, is he?
I couldn't open it because it was locked. I kept thinking of Nico's desperate situation.
And I figured she would end up tied up in this chair here, but most of this whole section, except for the paper cup, pointless. Totally pointless. And what's this?
The door was locked and I didn't have a key to open it.
So many doors. So many locked doors. Empty rooms with locked doors. And so I assume I would just get shot going to the front
panel
of
controlled
the
sound.
theater.
Nico really needed my help.
So panel control for the sound.
It was a panel to control the sound for the theater.
Panel
I
control
needed to
for
find a way
sound.
to help Nico.
So these are just all sound controls. Let's see what we can do.
Sound equipment controls. But their days were over. Someone had torn them to bits. I needed to find a way to help Nico. This panel was also broken. Deliberately, too.
So there actually isn't anything here. I guess I just do walk to the front of the stage. This guy so... Does he have such a small cone of vision he doesn't even see me? Like, walking over here? He doesn't. So if I... Would it tell me not to walk up the stage, or can I just do that? The boundaries of this puzzle seem almost non-existent.
Whoa! The gangways were dangerous. They'd fallen away in places. It was a long way down.
Well, I assume my goal here is to
The
drop
rope held
something.
up the lighting rig.
If I just pull it, will it drop it on him?
The lighting rig lowered part of the way, but then jammed fast.
And there's no jumping that, and there's no crawling on the lighting rig to walk to the other side, I bet. See, but either there is a piece of metal right there, or it looks like there's a piece of metal there, but it's actually just a gray part of this wall. Alright, so... So let's try something incredibly stupid here and just see if we can sneak our way.
I couldn't risk going on stage while the thug was still there. He'd hear me before I moved an inch.
So, okay, it did imply this. And remember, running and creeping never tutorialized us in the game to say that that was something that actually you needed to do. It just seems like yet another feature that is there. Running in games, I guess, is just a feature that's very rarely actually required.
The direct approach was out of the question. As soon as I stepped from the shadows, I'd be spotted. I had to find another way onto the stage.
So...
Huh. What's that? Who's up there?
I realized the thug would spot me if I hung around.
Huh. What's that? Who's up there?
Seems almost like we are having to stick to the shadows, but you can barely even tell where the shadows are. And again, to me, this looks brightly lit. So, if this is the only way we can do this, we've got to figure out if there's... Oh, we were supposed to climb up here and then crawl this way. Watch his legs flop around oddly. Remember, this was a day and age when the idea of hiring somebody to like film their natural movements and mocap that, motion capture, were not even a thought. So it's unsurprising that a lot of these actions do look so unnatural, but even in the early days of animating things like Bambi, one of Disney's very first movies, if not their first movie, they were getting video references and photo references of how things move naturally. And I just don't think video game makers had the budget or the time or even the thought to do something like that. They figured they could just do it without the help, or they just couldn't do it at all.
An old sandbag. It must have been used as a counterweight.
So I've got 2 sandbags, and that's it. So let's drop this one and see what happens.
This would get his attention.
Now, will this one actually hit him?
Well, well, well. Nicole Collard, tied to a chair, needing to be rescued. Again.
George! Don't just stand there. Untie me.
You know, this is becoming a habit. Maybe you should seek help. Okay, okay.
Come on. Hurry.
It is.
Jeez, these knots are tight.
It is weird. He always meets up with her being tied up.
Seriously, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. And it is good to see you. Your timing's perfect.
It always was.
So, how's Idaho, George?
Same as ever. It's a great vacation state. You ought to visit sometime.
Got any friends who'd put me up?
I could put a word in for you.
You're a real sport. Why the sudden interest in theater?
I'm on the trail of a
Look
guy
how
who
far
killed one
away
of my
the camera
clients,
is.
A man called Cesaro.
That's the maniac who captured me.
I know. I was watching from the stalls. Thought you were pretty good, by the way.
Thanks. I wasn't looking forward to the next scene, though.
Yeah. Those guys, they got their own special twist on the word corpse.
So tell me about Cesaro.
Cesaro connects back to the Neo-Templars.
Surprise, surprise. That explains idiot guy over there.
So why are you here?
The blonde. She killed the guy I was due to interview. Tracking her down brought me here.
We're working on the same case. Now that's amazing.
Only if you believe in coincidence. Do you?
No.
Me neither. Come on, George. We can't sit around here all day.
So the proper way to animate that thing would have been to have both the camera zoomed in way more. I also want to point out he called her Nicole Collard. He almost certainly is going to go back to shortening her name to Nico. And in the first game, that was really, really weird. And I guess it's probably just a nitpick of me, is that she told him his... Ooh, he almost fell through the floor there. She told him that that her name was Nicole, and he immediately, without asking or without any familiarity, changed it to
It was an
Nico,
old stage light burning brightly.
and called her Nico for most of the game.
Ah! Damn, that's hot. What an incredibly dumbass thing to do.
So I think we need this light
Thought
bulb.
about it, but decided not to do it.
And how could I get it? Maybe with the boxer shorts?
Now that wasn't quite right.
And see, we can now switch or use Nicole as part of the inventory. And I think we're going to play as the two characters
Black believed in
together.
traveling light, just his IQ and his gun. Me, I just put faith in the old IQ.
So you didn't take the gun. Off a guy
Nice
who
to
may
see
wake
someone
up
else
at
with a
any
headache for a
second.
change. I knew the guy all right. He used to work for the Grand Master. Flap, they called him. Last time I'd seen him, he was falling from an express train in Scotland. Just too butt ugly to die, I guess.
That's a little mean, but okay. Let's see, what is this?
The old stage light was kicking out a lot of heat.
See, and it seems like if you change the lights, there would be something you could do to
It was one heck of
manipulate
a
the
shot, but I guess
shadows.
the cleaners wouldn't be too pleased.
But I don't even know why we would be manipulating the shadows.
The heat from the old stage light was almost painful.
Yeah, I don't even think there's any
Nico?
reason.
Yes, George?
See,
I wonder if you could help
immediately
me out.
called on
It
Nico.
depends on what you want.
She never really complains about it either, but he did
So
it
why
like
did the blonde kill the
less
guy
than
you
a
were
second when he
He was trying
met
to
her.
contact me. Said he had information about all this weird meteorological stuff going on. Said the world was going to end.
So, Nico, you still a reporter?
Not according to my editor.
Well, what happened? You get fired?
No, I quit first.
So I guess we're just leaving. Like, I think that's kind of what we're doing. Let's just go back
There was no
down
point
here.
in coming all this way for nothing. I had to know why this place was so important.
But, like, we saw he went downstairs. Into the... Okay, there's a section we haven't been to yet. This is a very awkward camera angle. There. I assume there's nothing here. More hallways wasted.
No sounds came from behind the door.
And then I'll try the door and it will be locked.
Locked. Maybe from the other side?
And when we find a door that is locked that we actually need to open, does it ever tell us that? Well, there's only 2 doors to try. It's really just stall mechanics added to the game.
Silence. That was either a sign, or there was just no one behind the door.
Let's see.
Either the door was stuck, or it was just locked.
So this door is locked from the other side. So can we get her to help us kick down the door?
Nope, that wouldn't work here. I had no reason to try that.
Metal rod. Let's combine things with Nico. If we can. And I guess the easiest way to do that would be to find the combine button and see if she will take or combine with any of the items in our inventory. And no, she won't. And the paper cup doesn't really make any sense. Like, can I combine the silver coin with the paper cup? No. I could look at Nico.
My friend Nico.
And even in the game it says Nico. It's like, why didn't they just name her Nico if they wanted her name to be Nico? Why Nicole and then a nickname? Or why not just... Oh, there's a whole other hallway that's hidden this way. Why not just say at the very beginning of the first game, my name is Nicole Collard, but I prefer to be called Nico, or just simply... If you only prefer to be called by a nickname, don't you introduce yourself by that nickname?
A beautifully painted cloth backdrop. It was a perfect market scene. Fruit stalls and bric-a-brac stalls.
It looks like it might be one of the scenes from a previous game. It's hard to tell, though. We have this box that's in an odd angle that implies to me that it's not...
A dark but very colorful alley scene. Scenic artist. Now that was a nice career. Why hadn't I thought of that?
Okay, so I think there's some kind of map thing going on here.
I'd found a box of theatrical grease paints. The sight transported me back to another day in Paris. A peaceful cafe and a clown. And boy did I hate clowns. I stuck my hand into the box and grabbed a stick. Bestheimer's number 7, white. What a lucky guess.
So it's almost as if they're saying that this Might have been where the other guy was from the first game, the assassin from the first game, who wasn't a Templar, actually. So he was an anti-Templar. Alright. With an inability to actually move things, though, unless I'm supposed to push a box, it doesn't. She walked off and then walked back on. And then I don't think we can go back down. We have to go back down this way.
A huge pile of counterweights for the trap door. If I hadn't given up going to the gym, I would have been able to lift them all.
So, I suppose if you knew somebody was right there, you might be able to do something with that. I don't know. I really don't know what we're supposed to do. We're in Paris 3. And we've been playing for 4 hours. And we still kind of don't even know what's going on. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.